Okay, so back to the original screen. The welcome Solidworks. This is the do not show on startup. If there is a button to show on startup, I don't know where it is. I haven't run across it. So if anybody finds that, feel free to leave a comment. The thing I wanted to do here is, again, these are the default templates. So if I use this, I'm going to the advanced. I'm opening up my inch part mainly because it already has all the settings that I like. Having reviewed the previous two videos, I also noticed that the 1080 kind of boxed out the ends, but there's those few things that I don't want to go back and change, so we'll leave those there. Just a real quick check of, that's still kind of kicking off the screen because of the wide format. So I'm going to kind of stay over to this one, to the view pull down. And even though it kicks off the other way, should be workable. The 3D views then. Still not finding that one. So apparently that one got added, and they haven't figured out a way to, or added a way to turn it off just yet. All right, so I want to make, addressing those few issues, I want to make a millimeters, grams, and seconds. And what we'll do here is go to 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places, and then from millimeters, we'll go find inches and then hit the OK. All right, so in the bottom now, we'll see millimeters, grams, and seconds. If I click on that, it'll take me up to the units. Invariably, we're going to pick the part or the other geometry, the part inch, and start putting in geometry, and then all of a sudden, hey, this is in inches, we need to be in metric. So we're going to do the save as, and I'm going to pull this over here a little ways this time, and instead of moving the screen, and we'll go part templates, it takes me back to that one. And I think I will just do a standard metric, a metric part. All right, so once I save that, now I have that geometry in place, and we're ready to open up our first sketch. So looking at the screen, like I said, on the video side, one of the things that I'm interested to find out, and would be something if we need to change, I'm going to stay with the right clicks. One of the comments and the suggestion was, from last semester, was pick one and stay with it. So I will point out that the exit sketch is also the sketch up here. You can go in that way, enter the sketch and start your geometry. But what is going to ultimately be fastest is if you get used to right clicking and working off the context menu. And as we progress in the semester, then we'll kind of merge into the S key and some of those. So everything is going to be available on the command manager. So if we can't find it, or it is not visual on the in context, then we'll kind of just stay with those twos. All right, so I can tell that I'm in a sketch, and the two primary visual clues. I have a red origin, where if I am just in the work area, there the origin is blue. And I have a confirmation corner. And there are some instances, either a template gets saved or there's a system setting in the background, but that does get turned off every once in a while. And even though it's annoying, we got to want to see that there and turn it back on. On the right mouse button, there is an exit sketch, but that confirmation corner is one of the ways that I tell, in addition to the origin, that I am actually in the sketch. And then across the status bar, We have underdefined, which our goal is to have a fully defined sketch, and that we are editing the sketch. The other visual clue for the underdefined sketch is the minus sign. So ideally there would be nothing there. If there's a plus, it's overdefined, it has some issues. If it is just says sketch 1, then no issues, ready to proceed to the next step. So we can go to the sketch tools, let's see, sorry, sketch entities, and we'll pick a line. And our first relation that we're looking for is going to be coincident. Right? So as I drag around, I'm going to see those blue inference lines. If there is existing geometry, things like tangency and some of those other multiple solution inferences will show up in yellow. And when I hover over an object, it's going to highlight in yellow if it can apply, if it can infer that relation and apply it. Right? If it just shows up in a white box, then it says, yeah, you're really close, but not close enough for it to do the inference. On the property manager, then over here on the left, we have different settings for the line, horizontal, vertical, setting an angle. Most of the time we're going to let the dimensions drive those. There are some good reasons to do horizontal and vertical, but most of the time I'm going to do as sketched. The two that we're interested in here is for construction and infinite length. So when I click, if I click again, and then this is going to be the test of the numeric input. If I put in an 80 and hit enter, and I'm going to end that. I'm not very good at the double click with this. I'm a click drag kind of person. So it looks like it has been corrected. So I'm going to move that up a little bit, right click. And what I am interested in is things that would overdefine this sketch. So if I had another dimension between two vertical lines and I created a conflict between dimensions or between dimensions and relations, I could set this to driven so that it returns a value. But in some versions, I want to say an earlier service pack of 2023 on Windows 11, this was automatically set to be driven. Right now it is a driving dimension, and those will be more important to us later. And then again, I set this to I need to mark this for the drawing rather than everything automatically marked for drawing. So in that same right mouse button, if I mark this for the drawing, that means it's an important dimension. And when I get over to the drawing and I say import dimensions marked for the drawing, just the ones that I've marked, not necessarily everything, because the first buttons let you do everything, and then in effect the second button in the drawing is letting you do everything. So I just don't get that logic. So also the little green relation boxes, those will eventually take over. But for now, we've drawn our first line, and if I want to see those relations only when I select the objects, then I'm going to turn off the view sketch relations. And as I select, then I will be able to see that that is a horizontal and that is a coincident. So our next task is really to go through and do more with the relations. And in the context of what we're doing inside of this this sketch, even our dimension is a relation. So we're going to manage all of this information kind of from that standpoint. So we'll finish this metric and quick introduction to Sketch and pick up relations in the next video.